And what's up, Utah? Welcome back to We're the People. This is your host, Jason Preston. Today I want to talk about something that's flying around the internet right now here in Utah, and it become a very hot issue, and it should be a hot issue. It is around the issue of immigration, particularly right now. The reason I brought this up specifically is due to a couple things that are coming out on, obviously we know that our politicians have made Utah a sanctuary state. We give away health care. We've done plenty of shows to talk about how we are a sanctuary state. Clearly, you guys know that. You can go back and see our videos on that, on the policies there with the driver's privilege cards, the health care, the housing, the education. Harriman is being taken over. I think it's 25% of the students at Harriman High are undocumented, are immigrants. It's clearly a problem. Well, what's becoming an issue now is a couple things. This came out the other day. Go ahead and look at the screen here. Welcome to Brigham Young University Undocumented Student Resources website. The BYU Undocu Student Support Services team is a collection of staff and employees from different departments across campus. We strive to help you feel like a valued part of the BYU community, and we'll continue to work towards a campus in which we are all no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and the household of God. That created a lot of stir, and we're gonna dive into that. But the other thing that's even come more recent is this. I think this photo has been circulating around here in Utah. It's the photo of a chapel. Well, it's not a chapel. It's a relief study room, which is one of the rooms of where the sisters in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints come together and have Sunday school lessons. Well, if you look here in the image, you've got a bunch of Muslims praying, toward to Allah, and you can see in the picture there there's a picture that is covered up. And apparently that's a picture of the Savior covered up. And I am extremely concerned about this. I'm extremely concerned about where we are going, where our government is pushing us, where a lot of the mainstream churches are pushing us. But I'm also concerned about the way people are reacting to this. Because yes, it's wrong. Why? Because we are being manipulated. The same reason we are manipulated that we need to be belonging and that we need to be tolerant and we need to allow the LGBT community into our homes, into our schools, and we need to be tolerant and allow them to groom and the kids, and that we need to be tolerant and allow them to do drag shows in front of our kids, that we need to be belonging and allow the grooming of our children, not just the grooming, but the mutilization of our children. That to be good Christians means we just welcome this stuff and we don't stand up and say no. And I feel like this is the same type of grooming we're being manipulated. To be a Christian means we open up our arms and we accept everything. We see a government pushing this. We see, again, the same politicians who are clearly trying to destroy this country, destroying the dollar, setting our streets on fire. They're opening the borders, and they're using immigration as a weapon. And I'm going to show you a quick example here of what we're talking about. Right here in the Hoover Institute, Weaponization of Migration, a powerful instrument in Russia's hybrid tools box. And this isn't anything new, but I'm just going to read this first paragraph. As part of Moscow's hybrid war toolbox, Russia's weaponization of migration becomes even more apparent means of destabilizing the West. Across 3 continents, a pattern of strategically engineered migration emerges as a result of Russian military and hybrid activities. These actions are not only weakening the hand of Western powers across various theaters, they fuel a flow of desperate refugees towards Europe. The ensuing migration crisis have profound effect on the political climate of EU countries, with migration becoming one of the most important topics in electoral campaigns. In fact, I want to show this because this has become, just to show an example here of the problem. I think we just found that England, the most common birth name now is Muhammad. This is my concern. The elite of this world are looking for a one world government, a one world religion. And in order to do that, they have to destroy sovereignty of nations. You can look at Europe from Germany to the EU. The streets were on fire. They have opened up the borders. They have flooded with refugees to create a nation that is so unstable that it will fall. The same thing is happening here in America. We have politicians and churches inviting, again, the role of the Constitution is an inspired document. We believe that. Our churches believe that it is inspired by God. We don't have a problem with immigration. We want immigration. We need immigration. In fact, you look at Miami, it is people who are immigrants who are some of the best patriots. But we need correct immigration. We need to follow the rule of law, and that is not being done. The objective here across this country and across Western civilization is to collapse it. When you collapse Western civilization, you open the door for a new regime. And that is what we're on the verge of. And my concern here is twofold. One, you have churches participating. In fact, let's just flip right here to some of these websites. Right here, LDS Living, 5 similarities between Islam and the LDS Church and why they matter. Church News, church meeting houses host thousands of Muslims for Ramadan. And you can see, the article here. Again, are we being groomed? The church's main website, new pamphlet urges understanding between Muslims and Latter-day Saints. Look, the church can do what the church is going to do. I'm not here to tell the church how to function. But what I am here to say is if you believe in the Constitution, if you want to have a country to hand down to your children, we have got to control the immigration. We have to stop this flow of illegal immigration that's coming to this country, especially Muslim. Why? Because our founding fathers fought against theocracies. They fought against the King of England, the Church of England. We do not believe in state religion. We believe in the freedom of religion. I don't care what it is. We believe in all of it. But what we do not believe in is theocracy. To understand Muslim, to understand Islam, it is a theocracy. Sharia law is a theocracy. It is not compatible with the Constitution. These people are welcome here if they come through the legal channels, if they adopt and agree with the Constitution, if they adopt and agree with our culture and reject Sharia law. Sharia law goes exactly against the Constitution because it is a theocracy. It is not compatible. So yes, you may come to America if you abide by the Constitution. But if you do not abide by the Constitution, if you do not abide by the Western civilization, the values that unite us, the values of Christian, Judeo-Christian principles, you are not welcome to this country. All are welcome who will embrace the culture that brings us together and unites us. So I have a real problem with organizations and governments that are seeking to just collapse our country. The other thing I find fascinating is the UN and their global religion is a new religion that embraces all religion is good. All roads lead to God. And again, that is part of the Marxist paradigm. And you see it in the schools. All truth is truth. If 2 + 2 = 5, that's the right answer. If you're a biological male and you think you're a girl, that's okay. No, it is not all roads lead to God. It is not all truth is truth. That is the war we are fighting against, and we must fight against anyone that goes against that. Jesus Christ is the truth, the light, and the way. There is no other way about that. People can worship the way, but there is right, there is wrong. And if we do not stand up for that as a Christian nation, if we do not stand up for the principles that this country is founded upon, we will lose it, and we are losing it. That's part one. Part two is this. Part of the reason that they weaponize immigration, again, how did Rome fall? Two main reasons. One is devaluing the currency. We are seeing our Federal Reserve devalue our currency. Number two is uncontrolled immigration. That is why they are doing this. They are seeking to destroy America. The third thing is civil war. Problem, reaction, solution. What is the problem? You start to bring in all of these illegals, people who come who come from countries that are tyrannical. If you flood the country from nations where third world countries, you bring the third world country in here, and you bring third world country thinking. Third world country, they do not care about. They are used to being run by tyrants, by cartels. If you have a nation full of people who is okay being run by cartels, being by tyrants, they will not hold your politicians accountable. They will sit and bow to tyranny here. But here's what's important. What should the response of the people be? Who is the enemy here? I'm going to tell you this. The enemy is not the Muslims. It is not the people coming here illegally. The enemy is who is the puppet master creating the problem, and the puppet masters. That is where our force needs to be. That is the enemy. Again, they created who is creating the policies that is weaponizing the immigration? It is our politicians. What we cannot do is start going to war with each other. They want us to be in civil war. The white Christian nationalist movement, which we are not going to get into, which you saw a little bit of it in that X post. The answer isn't we need to stand against white against black, Christian against Muslim. No, we cannot turn on the people. We have to turn on the people who are creating the problem, because what they want is they want us to turn on each other. They want civil war. They want us to become white Christian nationalists. They want us to become at war with anyone not our skin color or of our faith. And that is what we will not do. We will be Christ-like. We will embrace the people around us. But those who are here illegally must follow the rule of law. If they break the laws, they must be sent back. If they do not embrace the principles, the Constitution that this country was founded upon, they are not welcome here. They are not the enemy. The enemy is the people who is weaponizing them. But again, that's what they want. They want civil war. And when Trump starts to push mass deportations, I promise you, the goal there is civil war. The left, the media, the mayors will create civil war trying to fight back. But again, what we have to do is remain diligent. The enemy is not these people. It is those in power who are opening the door and flooding our country and weaponizing these people here to destroy our culture and our values and the Constitution. There has to be a methodical, controlled, passionate way of removing the people who are here illegally, or making sure they're properly assimilated. But again, the thing we must be careful of is that we do not become what they want us to become. And what do they want us to become? What they want is to destroy the country. They want you to become a white supremacist. They've been trying to say you're that. They've been trying to say Trump is. We cannot fall into the trap. So just to wrap up, we have to stand against our government, or leaders of any type of leaders who are encouraging people to come here illegally, encouraging people to flood this country, who will water down and who will destroy the principles that this country is founded upon. We cannot fall in the trap of becoming vengeful and hateful and racist, because that is one of the reactions they're looking for. Because the minute we do that, look what's happening in Britain. You are now empowering the government to turn on you, and they will, because the real enemy to these people in power is not the right politicians. It's people. It is not the people of other countries. It is people who will stand up against them, and that is you. That is our audience. So please be wise. See through the trap that is being set. Encourage. The churches should not be doing this, and our government has no business destroying this country through immigration. So anyways, thank you guys for joining. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for standing up, and God bless you guys, and God bless America.